It normally happens on Tuesday, but we bring it to you on a Friday. The matchup of the week is between the Baltimore Ravens and Tua Tagovailoa's Miami Dolphins. But we know that this defense is all about pursuit, drop, tackle, make plays. And we're going to see how they played the San Francisco 49ers, who Mike McDaniel came from, over to the Miami Dolphins, and they bring a lot of the similar type of concepts.
And I love it. We're going to start with the play that I call change pressure. And so often it's going to be about how defensively do you handle the Miami Dolphins pre or at snap motion? So San Francisco is going to take Christian McCaffrey automatically before the snap and flush him that way. I want everyone to pay attention to Patrick Queen and how he reacts. This is a huge part of how Baltimore is going to handle an Achane or Tyreek Hill motion.
Here's what's perfect, right? He's timing Christian McCaffrey's motion, which he know at some point Kyle Shanahan will do, so he can disguise his blitz as he motions out. He's now timing the blitz with the motion and also understanding that the snap of the ball has to come soon.
And when Patrick Queen triggers, they're going to drop this backside defensive end. So essentially, the San Francisco 49ers, who could be the Miami Dolphins this week, are not accounting for Patrick Queen. He becomes unblocked, yet they still have enough people.
And what this is called a fire zone. They're only bringing 5 men, so they get pressure. You're either looking for a one-on-one or to get the line of scrimmage to slide a certain way. So you have a seam dropper here, you have a middle hook player, and Kyle Hamilton at the top is also the top seam dropper.
And this is what's so great, is that you have all those people still in coverage. And naturally, you would kick the ball out to McCaffrey, who's an MVP candidate. Again, Devon Achane or Tyreek Hill. And Hamilton is sitting right there waiting for it to go.
But this is also exactly what you want. There's a triangle on the back end. So now Deebo Samuel is covered by the 3-receiver hook. And if I'm Kyle Hamilton, I know I can use the sideline to make a tackle, or I can force him back into my pursuit.
And it's a great job of Kyle Hamilton breaking down in space. I, as an offense, go, wait, you brought pressure. You weren't exposed on the back end. And it forced me to get the ball out of my hands. The next thing is Miami is notorious for a couple things on offense. One is going to be pre or at snap motion. 2, play action while you're doing that. And as that motion comes, RC, this is what Miami's going to try to do. They're going to try to get that motion going this way and then play fake going opposite to get everybody on the defense to struggle.
So now if you watch this, so at the snap of the football, we're going to see Roquan Smith. He's going to rotate over with Christian McCaffrey, but immediately get into his drop. Patrick Queen, this is Patrick Queen. Up top, Roquan Smith will now get into the hook. But look at the line of scrimmage. They understand you are not running this football with high hats. If we have high hats all across the board, I can get into my pass drop.
That's what's interesting to me, because I pay attention to this play. And what stands out to me from an offensive perspective, RC, is when that motion goes, and that play fake comes across, what I see is this defender backside in that corner flow somewhat, but not aggressively. And then I watch the front side, and everybody on the front side, even though I am play faking away, is going in the complete opposite direction. It's almost like they were prepared and or planned.
Exactly. So you look at this pre-snap, they understand with Deebo Samuel and this motion to 4 strong or to 3 strong, that is where the football wants to go, because San Francisco is about layering the coverage. That's exactly what the Miami Dolphins want to do. And you have to get Tua Tagovailoa and guys like Brock Purdy off of their first read.
The second thing that stands out to me, RC, is we know at Miami in these looks wants to throw into the middle of the field, right? They're trying to get people to expand and then replace them. The depth that these guys get and the vision that those defenders have is those guys are 18 to 20 yards deep with eyes on the quarterback. And then again, Kyle Hamilton out in space. The only way that we can throw the football or place to throw the football again is to space.
And we force them right back into all our pursuit. But if you think about what the Baltimore Ravens were able to do, they were able to get pressure without having to play a ton of too high. If you can do that, and if you can be on the right side of either forcing them back into pursuit or getting them to the sideline, that's exactly what you want to do.
You always want
the Ravens come from the black and blue division, though. Now they're a division that is all about brains and speed.
Well, we love brains and speed, so get yourselves back over here. All right, Marcus and Mina, we're going to bring you guys in. You can be the speed, Dan. All right, hurry it on up here. All right, Marcus and Mina, Mina, I'm going to start with you because the Ravens want to slow Tua down. So let's talk about that mental game versus the Ravens shifting defenses.
Yeah, it really is all about the quarterback. As you saw there, you see the amount of mental strain it puts on that player. It's an incredibly smart, confusing defense. We've talked about a lot this year, the use of simulated pressures, but it's not without its vulnerabilities because you do have edges dropping into coverage. You have blitzers who leave holes behind. The question is whether or not the quarterback can progress off of his first read or identify those holes as they matriculate. Brock Purdy struggled to do that at times in this game, and I think for Tua, a quarterback who is not often asked to do that because the offense is so successful on its own, this is going to be a challenge, the likes of which he hasn't faced before. I think he is absolutely demonstrated that he has the ability to do so, but it will be uniquely difficult.
Absolutely, especially for someone where we haven't necessarily seen a fully healthy Tua. But Marcus, the Ravens need to set edge and tackle. Did a good job versus San Fran, but can they keep it rolling?
If they want to, if they can, they need to, because the Miami Dolphins get your edges and it's a problem. And that's actually what they're trying to attack early in games. They want to get Tyreek on edges. They want to throw the ball to the edge and create space. Achane coming back. When you look at the game against the Tennessee Titans early, though, all of the runs were edge runs that they wanted to get because they want to exploit the outside to make you start going east and west. That is Mike McDaniel's plan, is to make your defensive front and your linebackers think that we have to travel the length of the field sideways and then they hit you vertically. That's been who they've been all season long. The other part is this too, coming off of Dan and RC's tape. And this is why football is so good when you get to the playoffs. Because the question becomes, who are your people?
Yep.
Who are you bringing to the party?
Yep.
And that's what the Baltimore Ravens defense does as well as anybody in the NFL. That's what San Francisco has hung their hats on, is that they have the actual guys. All of those plays you saw that they made in space, when you see guys covering, get down, and have the ability to tackle, that's about their ability more so than scheme.